Hi, my name is Rob Landolfi, and I'm the Assistant Director of Culinary Development here at the University of Connecticut. So what I want to do is I want to show you some really affordable, healthy, easy meals that you can make at home that will fill you up and allow you to study and focus on what you're really here for, academics. For our final dish, we're going to do a garlic herb salmon with broccoli and white rice. Now I know when you hear the word salmon, you say, oh no, that's expensive. But these days, the fishermen actually catch the salmon, they actually process it, portion it, and freeze it right on the boat. So if you go, you can actually buy a pound of salmon for about $8, $9. Comes in the frozen bag, it's in the frozen section of the seafood area. And this right here was a frozen salmon. I actually thawed out a few pieces. They come individually wrapped. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna begin by making our garlic herb butter, okay? Now, you always have a choice. What I'm using for herbs today is I'm actually using a little bit of oregano, I'm using a little bit of thyme, and I'm using a little bit of rosemary. I have dried here, and I just wanted to show you some fresh. The problem with fresh is, if you go and buy fresh herbs, it's gonna be very expensive, and you're probably not gonna use it all. So it'll probably wilt up, and you'll end up throwing it away after a couple weeks. If you go and buy dried herbs, they'll work just as well, and these can last up to 2 years, and they won't lose their flavor, okay? So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna put a little bit of butter in the pan there. I'm just gonna melt that down. I'm just gonna put in a little bit of oregano, a little bit of rosemary, a little bit of thyme, and then I'm gonna put in about a couple teaspoons of brown sugar, okay? And I'm just gonna mix that up. And what that does is, and if you didn't have brown sugar, you can actually use white sugar. I'm just trying to bring out a little bit of sweetness with the fresh herbs, okay? Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of garlic in there. Again, 2 cloves. And you wanna go nice and fine when you do this. This way you got plenty of coverage. Okay, if you wanted to, you can even take the side of your knife. And what this does is it kind of crushes it up a little bit and actually releases some of that garlic juice. That's perfect. And I'm just gonna let that kind of sit there for a second and just kind of rest. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna break apart our broccoli, okay? This right here, 1 head, that's all you need, okay? And the way to do this is people don't realize, okay? What you wanna do is, I'm just gonna be using the florets for this, and I'm looking for a couple cups of florets. Now, a lot of times what people do is they buy the broccoli and then they end up throwing this part away right here. But in reality, this part right here is great. If you actually take this and you chop it up really fine, you can use it in some stir fries and things like that. Because remember, you paid for this by the pound, so it's better not to have food waste. Try to use everything you can. So this is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna take our pan, just wanna spray it. If you had some pan spray, that would be fine. And then what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna take 2 pieces of salmon. I'm just gonna lay it right in there. And take my broccoli florets, and I'm just gonna kind of put them around my salmon. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this awesome butter, and I'm just going to baste it right over the salmon, just like so. And then the rest of it, I'm just gonna drizzle right over the broccoli. Take a half a lemon, just squirt that right over the top, just like so. And we're just gonna pop this right in the oven for about 10 minutes. All right, so what we're gonna do is, this was in the oven for about 10 minutes or so. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna plate it up. Now I have some white rice here. If you wanna use brown rice, that's fine. Again, you know, follow the box directions depending on the rice that you purchase. And all you wanna do is just put a nice little pile there. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my salmon. I'm just gonna place that right on top. And then I take my broccoli. Just take the other half of our lemon. Just do a quick slice. And just put that right on top, just like so. And there it is. That's one of the simplest dishes in the world. You are absolutely gonna love this. It's sweet, it's garlicky. It's so awesome. So enjoy. I hope I helped you figure out how to make really simple, healthy meals on an affordable budget. And manja.